Well, there was that whistleblower at CERN. Her name was Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger. She's basically saying that a physicist that works there was telling her that there were beings, like demonic beings, that were coming in and out of these portals that were being opened. And she also said that there were 17 different dimensions of reality, and that at the bottom of CERN, there's a portal that opens according to what the physicists have told her.
It kind of reminds me of the Tower of Babel, right? Where they were working on something to do something, bad. I feel like CERN is the same way. It's like almost like our modern day Tower of Babel.
Wow.
The Gothard Tunnel is the world's longest rail tunnel, and it goes through the mountains, and it's close to CERN.
Okay.
And CERN gets a lot of their equipment and supplies transported to them through this tunnel. They had an opening ceremony for this Gothard Tunnel being finished, and it was the most satanic, dark, evil ritual. It went on for, it was a really long event.
Out. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the studio. I'm Callie, and I'm here with my co-host, Corey.
And this is certainly going to be a very interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about the world's biggest Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland, deep within the mountains, called CERN. A lot of mystery behind this quote-unquote scientific lab. But a lot of things are pointing to it being more than that, something spiritual going on, demonic in nature. And so we're just going to dive into what we know and what we can speculate on when it comes to this really creepy, honestly, operation, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's get to it, I guess. So I think that one of the interesting things is we've talked about this a little bit. In 2030 is when it's, supposed to be turned back on. So in 2030, in the Bible Museum in DC, they had a map on the wall. It shows like everywhere that, there's been some sort of a translation of the Bible. And I feel like it all kind of ties together. So just kind of bear with me. But anyways, they said by 2030 that every tribe and every nation will have some sort of translation of the Bible. So we'll have reached every tribe and every nation with the gospel, with the Bible, by 2030. And one of the precursors for, Jesus coming back again was that every tribe and every tongue and every nation would have to know the good news.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting.
Significant.
Just like coincidental. I don't really believe in coincidences. So.
I don't either. And you also could tie in Agenda 2030. Because Agenda 2030, you have CERN going to be turned back on in 2030. And then you have this that you saw, about everyone having the scripture in every single tongue. And that's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
So I think 2030 is going to be a significant year. But yeah, the Hadron Collider, I am in no way physicist, scientist. So some of these terms kind of go over my head. But basically, if people don't know, what they're doing is they're smashing particles together. And they're basically trying to find, dark matter, recreating the big antimatter. They're trying to recreate the Big Bang. But apparently it's I think it's 16 miles of a tube underground.
Yeah. And
they shoot out these protons and they have these lasers. And when they come in contact, they go actually almost the speed of light too. It's like 99.999% the speed of light that these things are traveling at. And they smash. And then they have these big magnets, if I understand correctly, and lasers that can detect what happens. Because it's such a minute, small, quick blip of time that the human eye can't see it. But their equipment picks it up. And they actually have created a quote-unquote black hole, a small one, for like a split second.
Yeah. That's so creepy.
I think it makes me think of like Stargate, portals, bringing other entities through this. Like that seems like they're just opening time and space.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And they kind of admit to doing this.
Well, there was that whistleblower at CERN. Her name was Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger.
Is she still alive, I wonder?
She wasn't that old on the video that I saw, so I would guess unless, she was like, something happened to her.
Sure.
Yeah,
so what did she say?
So she was basically saying that a physicist that works there was telling her that there were beings, like demonic beings that were coming in and out of these portals that were being opened. And she also said that there were 17 different dimensions of reality, and that at the bottom of CERN, there's a portal that opens according to what the physicists have told her. And I think that's interesting too, just tying that back to like, we'll go into it, but like Apollo and like what that all is.
Sure.
But basically, she also said the other thing that I thought was super significant was that there is a fight on time, is basically what military agencies are telling her. Like, there's a fight on time and they're trying to change the time.
Well,
so
I mean, that explains Mandela Effect stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay, so within our research, it looks like CERN started, what, in 2008?
2008.
It got turned on, and that's when people started noticing Mandela effects.
Yeah. So I think it's all tied together.
I think so.
But I just thought it was interesting, too, that there was a portal, like, at the bottom that they're, like, opening in this bottom of, like, a deep hole.
Like hell, like coming out of inner earth or, Sheol, whatever it may be. So, well, and that, like, speaking of, like, inner earth and deep down, like, the Gothard Tunnel, it's the world's longest rail tunnel, and it goes through the mountains, and it's close to CERN.
Okay.
And CERN gets a lot of their equipment and supplies transported to them through this tunnel. And we've talked about this, but for our audience that doesn't know, the opening ceremony, they had an opening ceremony for this Gothard Tunnel being finished, and it was the most satanic, dark, evil ritual. It went on it was a really long event.
Out. Yeah.
Usually at opening ceremony, you cut a ribbon and pop some champagne. Like, this was like on a whole nother level, very strange. People dressed in like with goat heads and like just evil, screaming, like very strange. And like, you just have to like look at that and ask yourself, okay, why? Obviously, this is more than just burrowing a hole through a mountain to have a rail, to have access to CERN. Like, obviously, this is something very significant. They're working on, it kind of reminds me of the Tower of Babel, right? Where they were working on something to do something, bad. I feel like CERN is the same way. It's like almost like our modern day Tower of Babel.
Wow. That's like a great conclusion. I've never drawn the lines to that, but that makes sense.
Doesn't it make sense though?
Yeah, because God came down and was basically like,
stop.
We have to make their languages different because at this rate, like, they will be able to accomplish
They're going to succeed. And I feel like CERN, like, obviously what they're going to succeed, I think, at some point. And if they haven't already.
Well, and I think it just ties in, again, to biblical prophecy. Like, I've heard that, like, they're trying to usher that in. Like, because they want the Antichrist to come. They want that because they think that they can outsmart God, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Which blows my mind because it's like every single prophecy in the Bible has come to be fulfilled. Like, not all of them yet, but like most of them are coming to be fulfilled. And so to think that like you can outsmart the one who like created you is just crazy. I don't know.
Well, they do. I mean, it comes down to the pride, right? Isn't that the first sin anyway? So it's like they're so prideful that they think that they can, still outsmart and still overpower the Lord. And I mean, they're doing everything in their power to do this.
It's so
wild. Obviously working with human beings to achieve these things too.
I think so. And I think that even just the ground that it's built on is just demonic.
Yes, I've heard it's on some sort of old altar or something.
Yes, so it was built on the I wrote it down.
This. It's okay.
Oh, their building is actually built on an ancient Greek temple to Apollo.
That's what it is.
And so you mentioned Shiva.
Okay, yes.
She's a goddess of destruction.
Yes, she is.
Right?
The Indian goddess of destruction.
Yes. And so they also call Apollyon in the book of Revelations is also the angel of the abyss, tying it back down to like the portal that they're opening in a deep abyss. So during the fifth trumpet judgment, the portal is open, revealing a plague of demonic locusts. And in Hebrew, it's Abaddon. Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
And in the Greek, it means destroyer, which is the exact same meaning of their Hindu god, the statue that they have.
Yeah, because the statue of Shiva, they have one right outside of CERN.
Yeah.
Goddess of destruction. There's this massive statue of her.
And it's the one that has like multiple arms, right?
Yeah, it's the one there's like a ring around her. She's got multiple arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's so weird.
So I just feel like it all ties together. Like,
absolutely. It's the Nephilim agenda, just another faction of that, But as far as technology speaking, I feel like it's like probably, obviously it's the biggest thing happening is like CERN, where CERN is, and that's where the World Wide Web came from.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it came out of CERN, and also most of our medical imaging comes out of CERN as well.
So, I mean, things have come out of it that, again, it's like, it's interesting because these things help people, right? Like the medical imaging can help. But at the same time, it's like, if you do it repeatedly, it's not
the radiation
good
is
right.
terrible.
So it's like, it's not really good for you. It's just a way for us to like see what's going on internally, right?
Yep.
So it's just interesting. It's almost like it's just this double-edged sword or, you know, flip side of the coin. It's like, oh, it's good. But then on the other side, it's like, there's all of these negative side effects. Kind of like
with anything man-made, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's like coming from nature, like there's going to be side effects.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, but it is interesting. So, 2008 is when they turned it on, right?
Okay, yes.
And they say that right now, when our markets, like our, you know, the stock markets, when they turned it off, which was also interesting because that was the 250th anniversary.
I know that they just turned it off. Yep.
So, our markets now are almost identical to when they turned it on in 2008, right before that bubble. And Michael Burry, actually, the one who predicted the crash of 2008, he is saying again that like the AI bubble is about to pop.
Wow.
So if you're into stocks, watching the stock market, that's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And if you know how to trade, I mean, again, we're not trying to scare you. And it's like if you are trading and you know how to do that, there's a way to make way more money when the stock market goes down. So there's like definitely possibility for people to be making lots of money as this, you know, crashes.
Right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
If he's right again.
Yeah.
Oof. But I feel like CERN is dictating our time too. Like, we'll get into the Mandela Effect a little more with this because I know we did a whole episode on it, but you can't talk about CERN without Mandela Effect.
Right. They go hand in hand.
They do.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. PB&J. But what was I saying? Oh, time. I feel like time's speeding up.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Because there's people that are saying time's going slower.
I don't get that. I mean, maybe people feel that, but for me personally, it's time is speeding up.
I feel like time's going faster too. Has your car, so for those of you that don't know, Corey's clock on her car, it's not connected to...
My car is older, so it's not connected to the internet.
Yes.
So like anytime we have a time change, I have to like reset my clock in my car, right?
Has it been, and it's been off for like the last however long. It's been off for a while. Like it's...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yes, what I've noticed, just organically, it wasn't like I was looking to see if my clock was off. I was finding I was showing up to appointments, looking at my car clock as I'm driving, and I'm thinking I'm 2 to 3 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then I get my phone and I'm pulling up into the, getting out of my car, and I look at my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's 2 to 3 minutes later. Like I'm like just on time or I'm a little late, whatever it is. And so I had to keep resetting my clock in my car, and I would do it as soon as my phone turned that next number on the minute side, I would, click start. So
yeah, so it's like
instant.
Timed.
Yes, it was timed.
You're timing it with the second hand of your
Yes, I was.
phone.
I was like, yes, I was doing it I was doing it right. And then I would notice over the span of a few weeks, I would start noticing I'm like 2.5 minutes behind again in my car. So then I'd reset it again. And then I heard, after doing this for a while, I heard someone say that phones and computers, anything linked to the internet, the clock on those are speeding up. So they're somehow shaving off some seconds on our minutes, and it's adding up, and now we're losing time. So people will have like clocks in their house and then the clock on their phone, and they're noticing the house clock's always slower than their phone, even when they reset it. So I'm like, are they in fact speeding up our time? And whether that just be on our, just our phones and computers, or if they're actually somehow speeding up real time.
Well, I mean, that would kind of be like you would need like somebody that has a grandfather clock or just an older clock.
Just looking at the differences.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like my car clock's probably correct. But maybe it's just something wrong with it, but it's just a digital clock.
Has it been like behind still?
I'm going to look after this. I haven't checked in a while.
Okay.
Because I keep resetting it like every few weeks. And it's always 2.5 minutes.
That's so interesting.
It's like 2.5 minutes slower than my phone clock.
That makes me think too. I've seen videos of people who were our age back like 20, 30 years ago, and they look so much older, and they said it was because their days were longer than ours.
Okay.
So I'm wondering.
That's wild.
We're technically like probably only 20, right?
I love this for us.
Are
we?
Too.
So I always thought it was because people, like, let's say in the 80s and 90s, they dressed matronly. Like, women had like terrible haircuts, terrible clothes. Like, it made them look older. But or maybe it's a combination. Maybe things were different.
I mean, because these were just like, you know, pictures of like people who were 18 years old, but they looked like they were, you know,
in the
30. They had full, and not that you can't have full beards, but like they just looked older.
More mature.
Like even like Elizabeth Taylor when she was like 18, 20.
Yeah,
like she looked a lot older.
Yeah.
And again, it could be hairstyle. It could be makeup.
Yeah. Be part of it.
I don't know.
Wow.
But isn't that weird? So it makes me wonder, like, if we are speeding time up, that would actually fit with that conspiracy of, you know, we're losing time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we don't notice because we're literally just living a day
it would
faster.
be very hard to notice. Yeah. And it's so minute. I don't think it's like super significant. Even if it was like my car, like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that would be that. Like, over time, like taking off.
I wonder if you never reset it, how far off it would be.
I think it always stopped at 2.5 minutes. Because that's when I would be. That's when I would be like, I need to reset it.
Okay.
So let me just. How about this? How about the experiment I do now? Is I'm just gonna like not touch it for a long time.
Maybe to like the end of the year.
Okay.
And just know that it's off by.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to remind myself every day.
I'm really curious.
If it gets slower.
Yeah. Or if it adds more time. Like if it consistently is adding more time, you know, behind.
Right.
So, okay, we'll report back.
Yeah. Okay, I like this. Easy experiment for me.
Yeah.
Do nothing. Sit and watch.
Observe.
I
think that's like one of the biggest things that we don't do is observe.
People don't notice things over their heads all the time.
Yeah. Well, they have us looking down.
I know.
And so we never look up.
I know.
We never pay attention to anything else.
Like looking down all the time.
Like an anteater.
That's what animals do. Even dogs are always looking down.
I don't know. I just think of like anteaters and armadillos because their faces just kind of like naturally
eating the ants
go down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't be an anteater.
Don't be an
or an ostrich. Don't stick your head in the sand.
Yes.
There's too many ostrich people sticking their heads in the sand.
Are.
Like people will hear this and be like, nope.
This isn't real.
This isn't real.
I can't
Stop talking.
This. But I mean, it ties back into CERN of like we've got there. It's a race against time.
Yeah,
we're trying to change the time. But I feel like that's a tale as old as time, right? Like they've been trying to change time. They've been trying to change our time for so long. Yeah. Like we have chunks of time that we're
or historically, the timelines are totally jacked up.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like they've kind of been trying to do this for so long. It's like. It's almost like we went too far forward. Now we have to backtrack. Backpedal.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so with the Mandela Effect, though, like, do you think that when they had success, I think it's called the Hagen Boss, or what was that called?
Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs. The Haagen-Dazs?
Haagen-Bagen.
It's a weird name. I'm going to look it up. My phone was on airplane mode. I had
Bilbo Baggins.
Gosh dang, I lost it. Anyways, it's the thing that happened in 2008.
Okay.
Which obviously started causing the Mandela Effect. Okay. But do you think that when that happened, it then just all organically on its own, it shifted our timeline, but it just changed the most random little things, like the cornucopia on the fruit of the loom, the Bernstein Bears. I mean, there's so many examples. Or do you think that the scientists there were like, oh, we figured out how to manipulate time and space. Let's do this and that. Like they picked and choose which things they were going to change just to mess with us, because nothing like super significant changed. You know what I mean? It's like very small kind of meaningless things like logos, movie quotes, titles of books.
Yeah.
Even some weird biblical stuff, but we won't get into that.
Just enough to like make you feel like you're losing it.
Yes. And then what's interesting is there's still more of them popping up. Mandela effects. So there's still new ones, like the Willy Wonka one that just came out.
Yes.
That one's got people tripping out.
It's not a moon pie. We literally just watched that movie. Like, it was probably last year that we watched it.
So that's a new one.
But remember, the new Wonka came out. The new Willy Wonka movie came out. So we had watched the old one and then the new one. Was it? I think it was last year, wasn't it? I don't remember. It might have been the year before.
Years ago, I think that the
But
Wonka.
we had watched it and it was like a chocolate bar. Because I remember him just like breaking it into chunks.
It was a scrum-diddly-umptious.
Scrum-diddly-umptious.
Wasn't that what it was?
I think,
which was like a bar.
Yeah, it was a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
It was not a moon pie. So that one solidified it for me. I was like, that was not a moon pie. And Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A did not have a K ever. And now it has a K.
So if it had a K, this is like what I'm coming to the conclusion of. If you remember it with a K, then you're probably from a different timeline than we are.
Yes, that's what I've heard people say, because there's millions of people, I think, I could say millions, that have the same false memory. False, right? But then there's like a lot of people then that do remember it like what we think is the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like we're both right.
Converging of worlds? Yeah. I don't know.
And there's so many movies like this, like Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man movie. So it's all about alternate dimensions.
Okay.
And there's multiple Spider-Men living within different dimensions, and they're all different, but they're all Spider-Man within their own world.
Like good, bad, like that kind of different, or like just...
they're all like just... They're not really good or bad. They're all just different.
Okay. Like different things. Like this one's favorite color is red, or I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, some of them, one of them looks like, what's the pig? The Looney Tunes pig?
Porky the
Yeah, one looks like Porky the Pig. Like, there's some... It's funny.
Okay.
But in the movie, they end up going to what looks exactly like CERN. They go down into this lab. There's 2 hadron colliders. That's where the final battle is. And I feel like the movie is telling us that, yeah, this is where... This is what they're doing. And they're able to manipulate time and space and, crisscrossing different dimensions, timelines... parallel universes. Like, I don't really know what I believe with that stuff, but I feel like there's something to that. So that movie, I feel like, really paints the picture of like what they're doing at CERN. Because I'm like, that's CERN. I remember seeing it in the theaters. I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally the Hadron Collider, like in this movie. And it's all about manipulating time and space. And they're going through portals, and they're meeting each other through different, in different timelines.
Weird.
I know.
I get the image of like a shattering, like a mirror shattering.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like when you look in the mirror, you see one person, but then you shatter the mirror, and there's now like multiple pieces,
visions of you.
That's kind of what I feel like what's happening, but I can't obviously prove it,
analogy.
But that's just the image that like came to my mind, was like a shattering of like one reality into like many.
Have you heard that mirrors can be magical portals?
Ew, I don't like that.
I've heard that. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I think on it, but there are a lot of movies and shows about mirrors being magical, but they say like if you're into like there's certain witchcraft and rituals they can do in front of a mirror that actually can summon someone through it, or they can go into the mirror.
Ew.
And I know.
I don't like that.
I don't think like your average mirror, you're like it's a problem in
it's got to be like
it's if you're using
special mirror.
No, I think it's just that they're using it in a way to
that's weird.
To go through to other places and bring people through it.
I'm trying to... Do you remember, like, there was a video going around a while ago, and people were like, try this experiment. And remember, like, your grandma's old tables, and they were, like, the thick glass, and it had, like, the green...
the green edging. Yeah.
And then, supposedly, if you looked through that, you were able to see into, like, other dimensions.
I've never heard this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but I was just like, that freaks me out.
Can you even see through that, though? I feel like when you look through the edge of glass when it's that color, it's kind of, like,
distorted.
Pretty opaque.
Yeah. So I don't even know. So there's lots of weird things, and like there was, I want to say like a Twilight. Was it the Twilight series? What is that? Twilight Zone.
Oh, Twilight Zone.
Where I want to say that's what it was, but basically like there was a mirror, and on one side of the mirror it was like the opposite of what you were on the other side. So like if you were good in real life, you go into like, I don't know, Mirrorland, and you're bad on that side. I don't know. I can't remember what show it was, but they got like trapped on the other side.
Ooh, creepy.
I don't know. So I don't like that.
And then there's the Black Mirror, the series.
What's that?
I haven't heard of the...
No.
I think it was on Netflix, but I never watched them. But they're all different episodes. What's called Black Mirror, and it's like really weird, creepy things. But when I think of a Black Mirror, I think of this. Or screens. Yeah. Because I kind of feel like this is like magical.
A portal. I think this
is like magic. Like I feel like technology, the fact that we could just see someone on the other side of the world, it's like you summon them through a mirror and they're there.
Oh, weird.
With our phones. Like, I don't know. It's just...
That's a good point.
Isn't that weird to think about,
That's a really good point.
Because I don't really feel like we're ever supposed to do this.
Okay, but also...
I don't know.
Also this.
Have this technology.
Like, this is a Black Mirror.
Yep.
But what comes through it, right? So, like, let's just talk about, like, porn, for example.
Sure.
You can easily become ensnared, addicted, by that. Like, I just think that it can be like a portal because there are demons of like pornography. There are things like that. So it's like you could easily, and then also I was listening to this person and they were speaking about how like what you watch and allow in, because like the eyes are like the gateway, right? They're your gateway to your soul. And so they were talking about how what you let in, I think it was Lisa Bevere actually, she was talking about how you're watching like a ritual or something.
Sure.
Let's say you're watching it on your phone because you can stream Netflix, you can stream whatever you want. So she was like, if you're watching a ritual through your phone, you're actually coming into agreement with it subconsciously because you're watching it and it's entertaining you.
Right.
So now you're partnering with it. So just that alone, it's like that kind of is a portal for the spiritual to come through.
And then the movies,
in that sense.
Yeah, I like that. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about how in a lot of movies and shows, they will do chanting, you know? And you're actually like, you're receiving
you're letting that into
you're
your
letting
home.
it into your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was wild. I was like, wow, I've never connected that dot before.
Yeah.
And what you're saying, Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror.
Wild.
Yeah. But like, even just like you said, like pornography, that's a huge evil addiction. But like, you could be addicted to online shopping. You could be addicted to
anything.
Scrolling on your, social media, like
dopamine
hits. Like, it's really an unhealthy device.
Yeah, it really is. So,
and like, you think about how we're so controlled by it, and now we can't live without it.
Have you ever left and you forgot your phone?
Yeah, you feel like naked.
Yeah, you're like, what do I do? What do I do?
What if something happens to me?
You're like, I got to use my brain and remember how to get somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can do this. You know?
Yeah, but it's like so rare. Usually,
I've been practicing trying to leave it at home because I'm like, I just don't, especially if I go somewhere with like Chris. Yeah. I'm like, he has
he has a phone. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't need to take my phone. I can leave it at home. Right.
Yeah.
So
it takes a lot of willpower. Most people do not have that.
So I don't know, try it. It's good. It's like a good detox.
But you know what's going to happen to me? I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so good for Instagram. And I'm like, I don't have my phone. I need to have it for instant recording. I've got to have it. When inspiration hits, I've got to make a reel.
That's true. It's true. So
it's for business purposes now only.
It's a write-off.
It's a write-off. So yeah, I mean, it can be a useful tool. Don't get me wrong. But if you think about it in a spiritual way, I don't know. This could be a demonic technology. Like just like in the Bible, it talked about how they taught people things that they weren't supposed to know.
Yeah.
And, we were just talking about UFOs earlier on another podcast. We were talking about how he was saying, we had a guest on, he was saying LED lights and fiber optics came from reverse engineering alien UFOs.
Like the crash.
So the crash retrieval program.
Yep.
And how they got all that technology from them.
Yeah.
So like, what if our phones and things like this were also part of that technology? And then what if the World Wide Web was also a demonic technology because it came from CERN?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think all things will, like, work out, right? Like, I think it's, like, because, I mean, I was telling Chris, I was like, I feel like 10 years ago, remember how we talked about just a little bit ago, that all the nations, tribes will be reached with the gospel, right? I remember like 10 years ago, there was still like a lot. And I think because of the internet, because of, our access to our phones, like that has expedited that process as well. So I think there's like good things that have come out of it because it's like God will use the evil for his good, 100%. Right? Like he'll use what was meant for bad for our good.
That's how I think of it.
Yeah. And so it's like that like should bring you some comfort, I think. But it's just, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. So
it's just on the topic of CERN. That's just where my mind was going.
No, but that's like such good dots to connect.
Could its roots be bad?
Oh, yeah. I mean, remember that movie where the woman was walking and talking like she was on a cell phone?
Oh,
and this was like 20 years before we even got our cell phones. And then
I think even more. Wasn't it even
maybe it was more than that.
I think it was
70s or 80s?
No, I thought it was like 1920s.
Oh, was it?
Because the picture I saw, everyone was dressed like it was in the 1920s.
Yeah, maybe it was even that far. So
I don't know if that's really what she was doing, but there's a photo. Yeah,
but it looks like she's talking. She's like clearly talking.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah, and then also there's like, weren't there like old like hieroglyphics or like paintings of like people with like tablets?
Yep. Yep.
You know, like, and you've heard the joke that like Moses was the first one to go up into the cloud with his tablet, and download information to his tablet. That's
actually really funny.
But then you think about it and you're like, well,
was it?
Maybe he was using something like that.
I don't know.
Like, it's just interesting. The words are being circulated, recycled.
Right.
So.
Right. That's a really good point. Well, and then you think like Apple. We all have like Apple phones. It's great. I have Apple computer, Apple phones, whatever. But like the logo. It's an apple with a bite taken out of it. Like I can't help but think of, the most iconic apple with the bite taken out of it, which is Eve in the Garden of Eden. Which was a bad thing that she did that and he did that. So Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, there's too many weird things that are like lining up with like CERN turning off, CERN turning off. Also like very ritualistic things. Remember we talked about like the strawberry moon when it was turned, it turned off in 08? No.
Oh,
it was turned on in 08. There was also a strawberry moon. No, wait, sorry.
No, I think
when it was turned off, the strawberry moon was just now. With our 250 anniversary
of the
so
US.
It's like why the moon phases
again, like any type of ritual is done with moon phases. It's always
the COVID vaccine.
The COVID vaccine lines up between like 2 eclipses perfectly to the day when they release that vaccine. All sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if they're intentionally doing something significant with this lab on these certain significant moon phases, it's like, okay, well, we're going to look at that, and that really just draws to the conclusion that this is something much bigger than just science.
Right.
This is spiritual. What their end game is, you speculated on earlier, that could be a reason why. I don't really know. Like, I know you don't either, but like, I don't really have many theories as to what they're doing. Like, I just think
trying to open
portals.
Yeah, the abyss.
But then what?
I don't know, opening up the abyss,
letting everything evil come into our realm, bypassing God's natural order, things like that. If they did recreate, I don't believe in the Big Bang, but if they did recreate something like that, wouldn't that just destroy us? Like, pretty much blow us up?
You would think, yeah.
I would think.
I don't believe in the Big Bang. I don't think that we just like...
No, that's the stupidest thing. I'm so sorry if anyone gets offended by that.
And I mean, even like a lot of the things that I've listened to, it's like kind of proving that the Big Bang couldn't have happened. No. They're saying that there is a antimatter and a dark matter, whatever we want to call it, but basically like there's something that they cannot identify that is basically...
Do they call it the God particle?
No, I don't think so, but it's like it is God. Like that's what they can't figure out. Yes. Why are our calculations and our tests that have been lining up no longer lining up?
They hit a wall.
Yeah. And so I just was like, well, that's fascinating. So
very telling. Yeah. Well, God says he's holding everything together. He is at the center of everything.
Yeah.
So they can't mess with that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when they turn it back on in 2030.
So I heard that since they turned it off, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago or something? It was the 4th of July then?
I think it was like the 4th.
Was it Strawberry Moon on 4th of July? I didn't know that.
I don't know. Let me look, actually.
Yeah, look, I'm just
I don't have that it was the 4th of July. I just had it was the 250th anniversary, which would have been the 4th of July.
Exactly. Or maybe they just did it close to the 250 on a Strawberry Moon.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so CERN was shut down on June 29th.
Okay, just before the 4th, which there was a strawberry moon on that day. Okay, so there you go. Yeah.
So isn't that crazy?
That is very crazy. Very interesting.
So 2030, that's the year of what? Digital IDs.
Oh, yeah, the 2030 agenda. You go, nothing, and you'll be happy.
Yep, we're going to be
basically
eating bugs.
Throw us in smart cities, make us eat crickets, and take every vaccine that they want to throw at us. And yeah. Ooh, scary.
I hope
don't
not.
like this. I hope not.
People just need to stand and say no. I think if we
just say no,
if you resist, like that's kind of what we talked about. Like you just don't go with the flow,
don't comply.
Right? I don't know.
They can't take over everybody. They can't control us all individually. So it's up to us individually to stand up.
It's kind of just like any Disney movie you see, which I'm not a fan of Disney, but like there is a common theme of like where the grasshoppers are oppressing the ants, but the ants stand together and they defeat the grasshoppers, which grasshoppers are interesting.
Yeah, so I loved actually talking about that. So A Bug's Life, which I still like that movie, but the crickets are lying and deceiving the ants, saying that there are big bad bugs out there and they want to come harm you and you need us to protect you. So you're going to, basically they tax them with food. So you have to work and labor all year long to gather your own, or the season, gather all your food, but then you need to gather enough for us and give us all that food. So they would do that, and the grasshoppers would come, take their portion, and leave. Well,
they're
offering /
during
taxes.
a full moon, probably.
Yeah, probably. And so then one of the main characters, Flick, he's the one ant, he thinks outside the box, and he ends up standing up. He's the first of them to ever stand up to the crickets or grasshoppers, And of course, the grasshopper like didn't take that well, and everyone else cowered. No one stood up for him. But then towards the end of the movie, they all find out they have strength in numbers. So then they were able to defeat the grasshoppers, and then they also realized there were no big bad bugs out there going to harm them. They didn't need them anymore, or ever needed them.
Yeah.
So yes, it's like us. That's such a good analogy to us.
So strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers, and knowing that it's a massive deception.
Yeah.
And
we're
like,
not saying like anarchy. We're not saying like rebel. We're just saying like stand up for what's right.
Correct.
Like be bold. Like don't be afraid.
Well, that's what it was. All the ants were cowards.
Yeah.
All of them. And he was the only one that was brave. And they ended up all following him and ended up freeing them.
Yeah.
It's like Braveheart.
Yeah. Braveheart.
But an ant version.
Peter faces blue.
That's kind of like, that'd be sweet.
I know.
We have a Braveheart day. Well, everyone just does the blue handprint paint.
That'd be amazing.
Or whatever it is, the stripes.
Let's do it.
That'd actually be really cool. Can we start this? Braveheart Day.
Yeah, we should. Okay. We'll have to pick a day and
pick a day.
It.
We'll take over Valentine's Day. Yeah. Braveheart Day.
Yes, we should.
Instead of lame chocolates,
paint our face with
faces
war paint.
And go out and do our war cries. Okay, that's just weird.
Actually, it'll be really funny.
But like that's why those movies are inspirational.
Yeah,
because people love those people and those characters in those movies, and really on real history too. It's
because one person gives so many other people hope.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like one person standing benefits.
And I think people need to remember that because I think people feel like, well, what's one person going to do? I'm just one person. If I do this differently, it's not going to make a difference. So I might as well just go along with everything. It's like, no. It starts with you. It starts with us. And collectively, eventually, hopefully, we'll get to a place where, I don't know, there's just so much evil going on. And I get it. It's like you can't go and, end child sex trafficking on your own. Yeah. But like collectively, as we keep exposing these things and talking about them, I feel like, I'm hoping eventually.
Yeah, no,
we can make a big difference.
That's so true. And I think the best thing that you could do, like, I think about this when I get to the end of my life and I look back.
Yeah.
I don't want to regret not doing something.
100%.
I want to be able to look back and say, like, I was bold, and that I fulfilled my God-given purpose to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the best thing that you could do.
Absolutely.
Like fulfill your God-given purpose to the best of your ability. Don't cower. Don't shrink.
And think about
firm.
Your offspring, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Like this is a turning point right now in the world, and what side do you want to be on?
Yeah.
And exactly. I don't want to look back and, have regrets. And I don't, it could be scary speaking out and talking about these things, but it's scarier to not. That's how I feel.
Yeah, totally. And I think one of the best quotes, and I quote Lisa again because I just saw her this weekend. She's amazing. But Lisa Bevere says, like, your children will inherit two things from you: your fears or your promises.
Oh, I love that.
And it's so true. So it's like what you don't overcome, like, will be passed down to your children. Yeah. So it's like, why wouldn't you do everything that you can do to fulfill what you're supposed to fulfill, what your assignment in life has been? Why pass that on? You're like passing the buck, essentially. Yeah. So I just love that. I was like, that's so true. And I see that. I see it in my own girls. It's like, wow, like, I don't know where that came from, but that was something that I had, like, never, like, maybe spoken out loud, but I'm seeing it in them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I need to deal with this. Yeah. So. Right.
Yeah, they do. It is like generational. And you could break those curses and those ties.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. So that's what you do. There's a way to do it. And so it's not like it's hopeless. And
no.
There's so much hope. There's so much. You walk in, there's so much power and authority you walk in as a believer too. 100%. So it's like, you just have to like figure out what those are and what those keys are and then implement them. So,
yeah. But, I love that. Oh, so they're saying with the shutdown of CERN, they're upgrading it, doing a massive maintenance upgrade on it. It's like, oh God, what are they doing?
Yeah, I think they said something about like it's going to be 10 times more sensitive than its current iteration.
I love that. Yeah, good for us.
That's great. Fantastic.
Oh no.
And they installed something like, I think it was like 1.2K new magnets, which magnets are so interesting because I feel like we've talked about this a little bit, but how aliens, or extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them, come here and they're very interested in the magnetic fields and just like magnets.
So wild. So they use it for their tech, probably. What do you think about like the bullet train?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're using that to kind of. I wonder if that's how they're hovering their craft.
Oh,
and then shooting off real fast.
That would
I wonder if it's a magnet. I wonder if they're using magnetism.
Well, there's elevators that work off magnets.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Oh my gosh.
They're like. We haven't even talked, I don't think, about China Lake, but.
No, yeah, we should.
But I feel like it was China Lake that supposedly I heard there were elevators that use the magnets, and they like go super fast.
Super fast.
But
yeah, that actually makes sense because I feel like if you were able to somehow harness a magnetic field, magnetic energy in a flying craft, you'd be able to do the hovering, and they'd be perfectly silent, which they're silent.
They're not.
They don't make any noise. They're not like a Tesla. Have you seen those memes? Okay, there's really funny. Actually, they're like little reels. But like it'll be somebody getting out of their car in a parking lot, and it sounds like it's like this. It's when it sounds like it's your time to go, like to heaven, because it's like oh, and then it's like just a Tesla pulling up next to you. And they're like, oh,
that's
so funny.
It does.
It does. I know it does. It's really
now
funny.
that I'm thinking about that, I was like, yeah, it does make that sound. No, that's just you being microwaved.
That's just exactly. Yeah, don't own a Tesla. Sorry. No, but yeah, it would make sense though too because they fly around totally silent. Like the UFOs make no noise. People that witness them and no wind. Weird.
So
weird.
Have you seen those experiments that they use with magnets and it creates electricity?
No.
They have like a light bulb and then like with the it's a magnet. They slide the magnet over like this ring and it turns the light on.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So yeah, interesting.
So many things.
Yeah.
That I feel like the magnets do that we don't even know. Like they also take magnets over your body. Have you seen that? Where they'll do like, it's like a therapy, like where they help you. I don't know if it's like to help you recall memories or what, but they'll take magnets and run them. I keep hitting my mic, but they run them over your body.
Kind of like Reiki, but like with magnets?
I don't know if it's like Reiki. I don't know exactly how it works. Maybe. Okay. I know Reiki supposedly boosts the energy in your body or something.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I don't know.
I've not heard of that therapy.
So I've never done it either.
I mean, I think it's a very powerful, force.
I think there's a lot of things with magnets. Oh, also, my mom's really good friend, her son had something put in to help him with seizures, and he just runs a magnet over his, like they put something inside of him that he'll run a magnet over.
Kind of like resets his nervous system or something.
I'm not exactly sure how it works, but
I have not heard of that. So magnet therapy.
Yeah.
Look into that.
So, yeah, lots of interesting things with magnets.
Yeah.
But, so anyways.
Hey, what were we saying before the magnets? We were on a train and then.
Oh, we were talking about how in 2018, when CERN shut down.
Yes. Okay.
So 2018 to like 2022, I think it was.
Yep.
CERN shut down.
And then what happened in the middle of that?
Yeah. So they're saying that like when CERN shuts down, like bad things happen. But is it like bad things? Are they really happening? Or is it just things that were being suppressed and now they're happening? I don't know. I don't know what that is. But yeah, COVID happened during that last shutdown.
Yep.
The installation of like all of the towers happened.
It's 5G.
Yeah, I think they even have like 6G now.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
I turned 5G off on my phone.
I did too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be microwaved.
No, mine's off.
So I have, you turn your phone to is it the LTE?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I will say my service is a little slower and spottier in some places, but overall it still works.
Yeah. I mean, and if you have Wi-Fi in your house.
Oh yeah, at home it's fine with the Wi-Fi, with the Wi-Fi.
But it's worth it in my mind to not have that.
Yeah. I agree.
I turned it off on
It was easy. It was like a few little clicks and I was able to just get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really good to mention. I love like talking about stuff like that. So
remember when everything was being censored with 5G online? People had to like spell it differently.
Yeah.
Like it was like a trigger word for the algorithms and the bots.
Makes one wonder why.
I know, exactly. Anytime they try to silence you or censor you, you're on the right path. Let's just say that.
I know. So I don't know if this is like because CERN is turned off, but I will say that like my algorithm for what I'm seeing is like almost unhinged on like conspiracy theory things. Like things that I was never seeing before. I'm like, whoa.
Interesting.
Like, I just feel like there's almost the filters turned off.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else is noticing that. Like noticing that like they're just getting way more information on certain topics than they were ever able to find before.
Wow.
I don't know.
I haven't noticed that, but I'll be curious to hear if anyone pipes in, says they've noticed that too. Huh.
So, yeah, I think What are some other weird things I feel like that have like happened since CERN's been turned off?
Well, what has it been? Like 3 weeks?
June
29th. So like 2.5 weeks. Not that I've noticed.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed. I know people are saying they sleep better.
Oh, I've heard that.
That their like mind is quieter. That they don't hear like ringing in their ears.
Oh, like tinnitus?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Interesting. Would you hear about those men? And I think they're just one example, but they were like a group of older men. They lived in SoCal somewhere, and they were claiming, I think it was by LA, and they were claiming, they went on the news and everything, that they were getting voices put into their heads. It wasn't their own thoughts. And they all figured out they're all having the same thing happen. It's like somebody speaking into your head.
That's creepy.
Yes. And they went on, it was like on the news, like covered these guys, interviewed them. They're like, this is not okay. We not consent to this. We don't know what's going on. But I think like the 5G towers and things like that are causing it. So I wonder if they're now quieted in their minds.
Maybe.
After CERN turned off.
Okay, so my girls and I have been going through the Mysterious Benedict Club book series. And I guess Disney just made like a series on it too.
Oh, okay.
They haven't watched it because like obviously we don't do Disney. But the whole series is about, there's a chair called the Whisperer, and this crazy man, he is like this evil genius. He basically is like having things whispered into people's minds, creating chaos and like just mass like, panic basically. And so as you're saying that, I'm literally like, this children's book is, I guess it's not children, it's just like a young adult book, but I'm like, it's literally talking about this.
Wow.
But they use children. So basically what he does is he sits on a chair, and then on the other side there's another chair, and there's these helmets that come down on their heads.
Yep.
And he uses the children to basically transmit the message, because adults will basically overlook and ignore children. And so it slips past their mind easier, is like,
sad.
Yeah, but that was kind of like the theory of like how he's getting it into people's minds. He's using children to broadcast the message.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And he goes and he looks for orphans, children that have like run away.
Yeah.
And he takes them to like a school where
it's like Montauk experiment project.
I'm like, okay, maybe we shouldn't read these. These are like sounding awfully familiar to current events. So
yeah, it does. Well, they always put it in our books, movies, and TV shows.
I know.
All the truth.
I know. It's just like, what the heck?
I heard that there was, when the Truman Show came out, I didn't know this, but there was, I think they call it the Truman Show syndrome, but where a bunch of people like mentally struggled after that movie. Because it opened their eyes up so much. They're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And then also the movie Avatar, the first one, when that released, people also, there was like, I don't know the name they gave it. I don't know if it was a syndrome or what, but the Avatar effect, if you will. A bunch of people got really depressed after watching that movie, because they like watched in that movie, it was these beings living in this beautiful world, peaceful, morally right, and then the humans came in and destroyed it all. But people were like craving that world, that life. And I think when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's because it's innate in us to live in that. Like when God created the earth, it was supposed to be like that, abundant. No one owned anything. Things were just peaceful and right. So I think that's like, it really hit a spot in people's souls. And like, I didn't know though, there was like a full on like issue for people after seeing this movie.
I didn't know that either.
That it really affected them.
Also just like the desire for like, it's like heaven, right? Like there's just like an innate desire in most of us that we want heaven. I mean, obviously.
Well, it's like where we belong. That's home.
Right. For those of us who are like, have said, yes, I want Jesus to be the Lord and Savior of my life, right? And so it's like, I mean, maybe if you haven't, you don't want that. I've heard people say like, I'd never want to go to heaven. Yeah. And make comments like that. But it's like, but for those of us who have said yes and like said, you know what, I can't be the Lord of my own life because I clearly am screwing it up. Like for most of us, like that is just like in us, like we desire it, like, and so that's really interesting about the Avatar movie. But with the Truman movie, it was more like paranoia for me. Like I was just like, are there cameras everywhere? Am I being watched?
Yes.
Little did I know.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes. Well, now let's talk about flock cameras. What the flock?
What the flock is going on?
I don't like it one bit. I actually saw this guy's video and how he was by a flock camera and he showed on his phone how like it picked him up on his Bluetooth.
Well,
it was like,
isn't the idea that we're all going to basically have so much heavy metal in us that we're
like
just
little antennas?
That we're just going to be able to be traced and tracked.
Okay, we have a solution for that.
Yes.
Chlorella and cilantro.
Yes.
Buy yourself some. Take it.
And colloidal gold.
And colloidal gold for the nanobots.
Yes. It'll destroy them.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's easy. It's an easy thing to do every day, but just drinking that helps a lot. And I've noticed a huge difference in my health since doing the heavy metal detox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's like, you're right. We are being surveillanced. And then let's talk about, like, there's drones in the air, too. Military drones. Like, those cameras are probably crazy good.
Well, and, like, you see them flying around the neighborhood and stuff. Like, I know people use them for, like...
Oh, those drones.
Yeah, but there's those too, but the police use them.
Yeah. Those are... I honestly think that's, like, so not okay. Because we've had them, like, fly over our yard, and I'm, like, out there. That's, like... I don't know. It's creepy.
They're, like, looking in your upstairs windows.
They could do whatever they want.
Yeah, I don't like that. So,
it's really creepy.
But... I don't know. There's just so many weird things, like... Oh, and that little boy, he was like, I don't know how old he is now, but his name was like Mac.
Brainiac.
What was his last name?
Mac something. It's a young boy. He's super smart. And he likes to...
Logan. I think, was his name Max Logan? I think that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. I don't recall his name, but I saw some videos of him talking about CERN and Mandela Effect, and he explained it in...
He explained it so
really well.
He basically was like dismantling like physics.
Yep.
And he was saying that like what happened with the Mandela Effect was that basically like our timeline collapsed.
Yes.
And that what happens is kind of like with a radio channel when you're trying to find like a station, if it's coming through fuzzy, it'll just go through to like the next closest one.
Yes.
And he's saying that like basically that's what happened with our timeline is our timeline collapsed. And so we went into another one, and it was almost seamless. Like, so, like, things you wouldn't notice.
Wouldn't notice until we started noticing.
Bernstein.
Yep. Bernstein's, Febreze, Fruit Loops, Looney Tunes.
I wonder if that'll come back. So now that it's
Monopoly guy.
I wonder if those things will start coming back.
Well, you know what's so frustrating, though? Like, but online, I've seen some videos of people being like, oh my gosh, it's now Fruit Loops again with double O's.
Is it?
No.
Still
people are saying, but people are saying, like, things are switching back. And I'm like, but they're not. I actually even saw a video of someone, they're like, the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia, it's back on our logo. So I went to the, like, Fruit of the Loom website. It's not.
Sure enough,
like,
it's not there.
It's not there. So I'm like, that's annoying.
That is annoying.
But it would be neat to see if things kind of did a reversal or... I'm wondering, though, when it's shut down, does it even do anything, though? Because it's more like in 2008, when that happened and everything shifted, that's because they created something. So now that it's shut down, maybe just nothing's going to happen for a while or change until they... that's what I kind of think. I think we're just going to be cruising until 2030. Or something's going to happen.
Because it's like, I mean...
10 times, you said? Like the power or whatever? Capacity?
If COVID or something tries to come back, like, no.
We're just going to, no.
But I don't know. Like, it's like, what are they going to do?
They've tried already.
4 years.
Bringing it back. And
because that's basically how long COVID lasted, That's basically how long it took for people to start going out again in public and, like, not wearing a mask and not bleaching their food. And I don't know.
Yeah. 4 years. Wow, that's crazy. It took that long. Wild.
It took maybe even longer than that for other places to get back to normal.
I actually saw recently a person alone driving their car with a mask on.
No, you didn't.
Recently. Here. I like couldn't believe my eyes. It's like, are you still doing this?
Did they have an Idaho license plate?
I don't even know.
Oh,
I was too busy looking at their mask. I was like, oh my gosh. Crazy people are still like haven't figured this out. And it was just really bizarre.
Like a new thing? Is it like a new... I mean, I personally like it because then I'm like, I know to stay away from you. You're probably...
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what their thought process was, but I was just like, wow, I haven't seen that in a hot minute. And I saw it and I was like, wow, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he's like a time traveler from 2020.
All is well.
Yeah. Well, like time travel too. What do we think about certain time traveling? Do you think they're trying to figure out that?
Maybe.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Makes sense, yeah.
Well, apparently Tesla figured out time travel. Remember?
Yes.
And then was Donald Trump's uncle that after Tesla died took over his lab and his findings.
Rated all of the, and they never got it back, I don't think. So
interesting.
It is interesting.
Because then you think, well, with Trump, and if he had that technology, and then Q predicting all this stuff, were they using Tesla's time travel?
Wow, I never thought about that. That's a good point. It's a really great point.
I mean, I don't know. But it's a very interesting, correlation between them. And then you have the Baron Trump story. What was that called?
Oh, yeah.
Adventures of Baron
Trump or something like that.
It's an old book, and it's basically about Baron Trump. And I don't even know what are his adventures.
I don't know, but he better read the book so he knows what to do in his life.
Yeah, I probably should. Or not to do.
Yeah,
what to do and not to do. So, yeah, so it's just weird. It was just weird stuff.
Yeah, but that's a really good point about Q because...
Yeah, because it was predicting so much. It predicted a ton of stuff. Which I think some of it's because it's pre-planned.
Yeah.
But then some of it was like, I don't know, maybe it really was a prediction because they were able to see into the future. And then we were talking with someone recently, and they were saying how Tesla said it was much harder to go into the past and much easier to go into the future as a time traveler.
Okay.
Which seems odd. Like, in my mind, I would think it'd be easier to go back because it's something that already happened. But no, according to him, it's going forward is easier.
I wonder if it's because you want to go back to change things, but it's like...
Or was it Tesla or Einstein that said that?
I don't remember.
But one of them said that. And I just thought that was really interesting.
I mean, but even if it was Einstein, it's like, what did he know,
What did he know?
I don't know.
Him and his lady shoes.
Einstein is for another day.
Picture.
We will go down that rabbit hole.
Women's shoes on. Very, very interesting.
And his wife.
And his quote-unquote
wife. Yeah. This was such a fun topic.
I think so too.
I mean, I know there's like so much more to it. And it's I'm sure more things are going to come out.
But I like I like the timing of this release because they just shut it down. We've got 4 years of waiting and watching, see what happens.
Yep.
But hopefully people are sleeping better, not hearing voices in their head. We'll attribute that to having CERN being shut down, right?
Exactly.
So we'll take that as a win.
Yes.
We'll see what happens, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Till next time.
Till next time.